Hi, welcome to Aya Herbal. Thank you for joining me today. Let me get my stuff together here, what I want to say today. And I have my daughter in the background here. I'm feeding G2 baby. But again, let's dive into the fascinating world of herbalism and touch on holistic health just a little bit. Now, now, in a world where modern medicine has made advancements, like great advancements, people um, can the pharmaceutical industry, the medical industry overall, has done a great job um, coming up with new things, being innovative and things like that. But it's crucial, especially times like these, to remember ancient traditions and time-tested remedies that have been practiced for centuries. Herbalism is rooted in the understanding that plants hold profound medicinal properties. Like a lot of pharmaceuticals are derived from plant constituents, from botanical constituents. And this part of it helps us be one with nature, helps us respect nature, it helps us learn nature. It offers us a holistic approach to well being, mind and body, and the spiritual balance by being in tune with nature. So, welcome. So, whether you are a herbal enthusiast or you're just curious about alternative approaches to health, I hope we can provide you with some insight and knowledge to start to integrate herbalism and holistic health practices into your daily life. Now, let's see the definition of herbalism is the study or practice of the medicinal and therapeutic use of plants. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the history of herbs. It, you know, Also, herbalism is known as phytotherapy, is the practice of using plants and plant extracts for medicinal purposes. It's one of the oldest forms of medicine and has been a prominent part of various cultures throughout history. Now, the origin of herbalism can be traced back to ancient civilizations such as the Egyptians, the Sumerians, the Chinese. They have traditional Chinese medicine now. That whole system is fantastic. And the Indians with their Ayurvedic medicine, also great systems. These early cultures recognized the therapeutic properties of plants, and they developed their own extensive herbal knowledge systems. In ancient Egypt, for example, papyrus scrolls containing medical information were discovered, including list of medicinal plants and their uses. The Egyptians used plants like aloe vera, garlic, and myrrh for a lot of different ailments and for embalming. A lot of these herbs was found in the tombs as they were being opened and discovered. I need a water, Lila. Hmm. And the ancient Greeks also made significant contributions to herbal medicine. Greek philosopher Hippocrates, the Hippocratic Oath. Has anybody ever heard of that? Thou shalt do no harm. I think that's what it is. The Greek often considered the father of medicine and Imhotep in Egyptian culture. He emphasized the use of herbal remedies and believed in the body's natural healing abilities. His writings include like the Hippocratic Corpus, which is also another Materia Medica, which would describe the properties and uses of many medicinal plants. And around that same time, you have the Chinese. They're developing their traditional Chinese medicine. Um, this one is rooted in the balance of the qi in the body, the yin and the yang. Make sure that we know that a little bit of everything exists in everything, but we're balancing our chi and learning the flow of nature, how to use the ethers, how to use the elements. Chinese medicine is amazing. And they also had their own materia medica classified with medicinal plants and their therapeutic properties. You know, now during the Middle Ages, herbalism continued in Europe. So monastic communities played a crucial role in preserving and expanding the herbal knowledge. Monks cultivated medicinal gardens and produced manuscripts known as herbals, which also describe plants and their uses. We have many of these books that are available even at your local library if you know what you're looking for. You can find some old books from the 1700s, 1800s with all of this information in it. Okay. Now, when people started continent hopping, as the European explorers encountered new plants and traditional medicine practices in the Americas, Africa, and Asia, they started to develop botanical gardens and exchange plant knowledge across the continents. Now, still history, but coming up a little bit, I just want to talk about, we're in South Carolina, so I just want to talk about an herbalist that I found and I truly admire what she did in her life was Henrietta Phillips Jeffries. She was a very important herbalist in North Carolina in the early 1900s. She helped countless women, like a midwife. She helped countless women during childbirth, and she had a deep knowledge of the land and the medicine within it. You know, she was charged with practicing medicine without a license. But even still, all the women that she helped, all those voices, they came to tell them, the people in the court, like, this lady helped us. She saved me. She helped me with my baby. She healed me. And they couldn't deny her impact, her knowledge, the healing powers of the plant. They couldn't deny it. Hmm. So now I know we all have tried supplements or know someone who has. The media has a new superfood every few months and everyone buys it. Then the novelty wears off and it's on to the next one. Uh, you know, I'm glad that there's a resurgence in the past few decades as people seek alternative and natural approaches to healthcare. Even and more popular or more readily accepted are the traditional systems like traditional Chinese medicine or Ayurveda. The people will go to those because those are more in your face. If you go to a chiropractic office, they are practicing this. If you go to different herbalists, they are more than likely practicing one of these modalities of herbalism. Then there's also the modern herbal medicine, which combines the traditional knowledge with new scientific research. It's important to know that while herbalism has a long history and plants do have some medicinal properties, they have not been proven scientifically safe. So we need to get more testing done. We need to get on the ball and make this happen so that we can have trials done and things like that, so that we can have the proof that these botanicals work for what our forefathers said they worked for, and they do what they said they would do. All right. All right, back to talk about the rise of modern medicine and the pharmaceutical industry. Yes, and then you know how we have all of these supplements in your local grocery store. You can go to your local grocery store and get just about anything, and it's growing daily. It's growing the amount of herbs that you can get. You don't know what you're taking. Sometimes these things are filled with fillers and other herbs that might not be what you need. One thing I know that this overabundance causes is over harvesting. Now, over harvesting can lead to potential extinction of some plants, like golden seal. What if we lost golden seal? Always be sure to ethically source your herbs and supplements, or grow your own. Now, the holistic approach to health and healing is a philosophy that considers the whole person, the mind, the body, their emotions, and the spirit, as interconnected, and seeks to promote overall well being rather than just focusing on specific symptoms or diseases. It recognizes that all aspects of a person's life and their environment can influence their health. So instead of treating the symptoms, we're going to look at the whole body and see what's going on in your psyche. Are you stressed out at work? Are the kids getting on your nerves? Or uh, is this the stresses of life or things that may have happened cause trauma to your mind or your body or your spirit? We want to take the holistic view. We want to look at everything. Like I said, the mind, body, and spirit. We want to see how or know that an imbalance of or disharmony in one of those aspects can impact the others. Holistic health emphasizes the importance of addressing the person as a whole. And everybody's different. Everybody has their own unique set of circumstances, and everybody cannot take the same herbs or do not need the same herbs. Everybody is different, and they need a treatment tailored to them. They need a lifestyle change tailored to them. What's going to work for them? And the most important thing is prevention. Prevention is key. If you can prevent the illness or disease, that is key. Prevention includes listening to your body the first time. When it tells you something, there's an ache or there's a pain in your body, you have to listen to it the first time. Now, holistic practitioners focused on promoting healthy lifestyles, 5 stars, I'm going to say, proper nutrition, 5 stars. Exercise, stress management, 5 stars, and self-care, 5 stars. Those are the 4 pillars to me. Healthy lifestyle, proper nutrition, stress management, and self-care to prevent diseases and imbalances from even occurring in the first place. Exercise, yeah, you can go walk, but having health is 80% what and how you eat and 20% exercise. Because when you're doing all of this stuff and you're eating right and you're doing the right things, you're moving towards the right type of lifestyle, you're going to want to exercise. You're going to exercise because you're going to be getting out there. And then holistic health incorporates all the other modalities of complementary medicine or alternative medicine. I don't really like to say alternative medicine because it's not alternative to anything. It's to work in sync, complementary medicine. Now, this could include herbal medicine, acupuncture, massage therapy, and mindful practices, nutritional counseling, etc. Reiki, all that good stuff comes under the holistic health integration of everything to treat the mind, the body, and spirit. A little bit more like I already said that. Just looking through my notes, I want to make sure I remember to say everything that I wanted to say. We talked about the environment, your environment in which the person lives in, and let me stop going. Is their air clean? Is their water clean? Is their environment stressful? All those things have an impact on health. Can have an impact on health. Okay. So when it comes to identifying and harvesting medicinal plants, this requires caution and knowledge of what you're doing. Study field guides are available. You can find them for any area that you live in. I'm in the southeast, so I have one for the southeast. You can get them for the southwest, south, northeast, northwest, and also consult experts to help you recognize the plants. You can go on nature walks with experienced herbalists and foragers. They can help you learn to look for specific features like leaf shape, color, flower types, to start to learn all the botanical families. Then when you get out there and you start harvesting and foraging, things like that, you want to make sure that the plants are abundant and healthy where you're looking. You want to harvest responsibly. Use something sharp. Don't just tear off the herb. Then you want to know how to process them and dry them properly so that you can use them in the future. You can store them and use them when you need them. Now, some of the commonly used medical plants here in the southeast is echinacea. It's used to boost the immune system, and you can use it to prevent colds. Now, to prevent a cold, you want to use it so when it starts to get into cold and flu season, you want to start taking echinacea regularly. Or you can take it when you have that first tickle in the back of your throat or first sniffle. You can take some echinacea to shorten the cold. But once you're in a full blown cold, like a weekend, 4 days in, echinacea won't really do much. Golden seal is for the immune system and digestive disorders, and you can even make it into an eye wash. We have yarrow, one of my favorites. It's anti-inflammatory. You can use it for wound healing, and it is a styptic. It's one of my favorite herbs because my son used to have nosebleeds. He doesn't have them anymore. But yarrow was very good at quickly stopping the bleed and getting it sealed up pretty quickly to clot. So if you see yarrow out, or I like to keep it in the kitchen. I like to keep it for if someone get cut or scraped or whatever, I grab the yarrow to get it to stop. There's mullein. Mullein is an expectorant. It's good for respiratory conditions. You can think of bronchitis and asthma. Think about using mullein. Mullein is beautiful too. I love its little furry look. If you know what mullein is. I know I should have put some pictures up here. And then elderberry. Elderberry is for immune support and has gained a lot of popularity over the last few years. However, I would like to extend some caution to folks who have autoimmune diseases because using herbs which boost the immune system can cause your immune system to overreact, and that would not be good. So that's another reason why it is advisable to contact someone who is well versed in herbs and they know what they're doing with combinations and things like that. Now, there are many different ways to prepare herbs, but here are some of the more basic ways to prepare herbs. You can use an infusion, which is a tea, and this is when you pour boiling water over plant matter and you allow it to steep for about 5 minutes, and then you either strain it or you can drink it with the plant matter in there. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go make me a tea. Hold on. All right, now along with the infusion, you can do decoctions, and decoction method is usually used when you want to get the constituents or the medicine out of sticks and bark and roots, things like that. This is where you put the plant matter in water and you boil it for 30 to 45 minutes to release the constituents into the water. With a tincture, you want to use alcohol. Some people use other things like glycerin to make tinctures, and then you would allow this to sit for 2 weeks or more, and then strain out the plant matter. This type of herbal formula can last up to 5 years in a dark bottle in a cold, dark place of your house. You can also make poultices, and this is where you take the plant matter and spread it out onto a cloth to apply it to the affected area. And a salve is where you take an infusion, a decoction, or maybe even a tincture and apply it to a base formula of something like coconut oil and beeswax to create a salve that you can spread onto an affected area. I'm going to try to keep it in the kitchen here because I want to talk about some herbal remedies for common ailments. Okay. For respiratory health, you can use peppermint, thyme, ginger, oregano, eucalyptus, or garlic. These formulas can be used for your respiratory health, and you can find them in the kitchen. Mostly. Okay. When Mama wants to record, everybody's ready to turn up. Okay. We went to digestive health. Ginger, turmeric with black pepper, cardamom, fennel, rosemary, allspice. Turmeric with black pepper because black pepper enhances or triggers the curcumin in the turmeric. And it's best to use peppercorns, black peppercorns, and grind them when you need them. It helps keep that peppercorn black pepper fresh when you do it that way. For stress and mental well-being, mint, lemon balm, chamomile, holy basil or tulsi, and paprika. Those are all herbs good for your stress levels and mental well-being. Paprika can be used to go to sleep. If you put a little paprika, about 1 teaspoon to like an 8 ounce cup of warm milk, oat milk, almond milk, coconut milk, it'll help you go to sleep. For skin health, you can use lavender for burns. Green tea is good for tired eyes. It's good for different swellings, inflammation. You can put the tea bag right on top of it. Red clover, good for eczema. Aloe vera, it's good for burns also, and to soften the skin. Calendula softens the skin. It's a major ingredient in some brands for a diaper rash. Okay. Respiratory, digestive, mental health, and skin. Now, it's important to use proper dosage because if you don't take enough of something, you're not going to get the therapeutic benefits of that herb. And if you take too much, you run the risk of having an adverse effect or it being toxic to you. Only using the correct dosage to ensure that the desired therapeutic benefits are achieved. Now, because many people assume that, oh, this is herb, it's out the herb, it's good, it's all good, because it's natural. They can still have pretty potent pharmaceutical effects and interact with other medications too. You know, just sticking to the proper dosage. Even if you get supplements, just stick to the proper dosage or the guidelines because it minimizes the risk of different reactions, adverse reactions, and toxicity, and any herb drug interactions. It can minimize it if you're using it properly or the way that it's intended to be used, especially when it comes to supplements that are in the local grocery store and your local vitamin store. All right. Okay, now herbs can vary in potency and quality due to where they're grown, what species is it, how are they harvested, and how are they processed. And this varies. This varies across different batches and brands. Why all these supplement factories popping up is very concerning because we don't know. You don't know where your stuff is coming from, and there's nobody regulating these things. FDA does not regulate supplements and vitamins. We can't even get these things tested. And pharmaceutical companies have so-called testing done to their products and they're on the market. The FDA approves them. We can't seem to get that over here in the herbal community or the supplement industry. In many countries like Germany, herbal medicines are subject to regulatory guidelines regarding dosage and administration. For for herbs that we think or for foods that we think are simple, like garlic and rosemary, German naturopath has to make you a prescription for therapeutic doses of garlic and rosemary. But adhering to these guidelines ensure compliance with legal requirements, quality control and ethical practices in healthcare. Now, in the drug, let me see if I have a no. Let me go back. Oh, here we go. Okay, so warfarin, a pharmaceutical that's used to thin the blood. My mother was given warfarin after she had her stroke, and it was to thin the blood, to keep the blood thin. And garlic does this too. So warfarin and garlic have a drug herb interaction. Someone might decide that if they're taking warfarin, they say, "Oh, I heard garlic is good for expelling intestinal worms. It's good for intestinal parasites, and I'm just going to take some garlic." Okay, but it's also going to thin your blood. So they get cut in the kitchen with a knife. Now they're bleeding, and they can't figure out, why can I stop bleeding? Serotonin reuptake inhibitors and St. John's wort. That it affects the serotonin levels, messes with your chemical balance. So SSRIs and St. John's wort, valerian, skullcap, those may have an herb and drug interaction. So you have to be careful. Black and blue cohosh with statins, the cholesterol medicine that's come under fire the last couple of years, may cause a drug herb interaction. Everybody's body responds differently to herbal medicines due to variations in metabolism too. Body weight, age, underlying health conditions. So the appropriate dosage takes these individuals' differences into account, optimizing the effectiveness and safety of the treatment. Herbal medicine can have side effects, like any other medications. You heard of upset stomach, diarrhea. You can get that with herbal medicine too. But by using the proper dosage, the herbal professional can help minimize the likelihood of that happening or the severity of it happening. They can also monitor you regularly, give you a call every 2 days to see how the new treatment's working, and just keep close contact with you because they know what they're doing. They know what combinations they gave you, and they know what's happening to you. You, on the other hand, might go and get some. I'm trying to think of a herb that as an example. You might, I get a lot of requests for burdock, and this isn't um, from herbalists. This is like from people who are looking. Maybe they saw it on TikTok or something like that, and they want to take some burdock because it cleans the blood. However, it's very astringent and can actually cause rashes like eczema on you. So it's best to combine that with something that is moisturizing to the system. So it's important to consult with a qualified professional. Now, how to start incorporating this into your daily life? Create an herbal first aid kit. Get you some poultices, some clean cloth from around the house. It could be an old t-shirt. Just cut it into little rectangles to use as band-aids or whatever, and put them in your first aid kit. Roll them up and put them in there. You can put you some colloidal silver in there. You can get some yarrow and put it in there. You can get some what else am I thinking? Just dried herbs that you could use for different things: bleeding, headache, fever for you. You can put some. Also, a neat trick that I thought about doing when I make another herbal first aid kit is to do a tincture of red pepper flakes in there. I have not tried this, and I have not seen this work yet. I haven't seen it. So yes, the red pepper flakes will can stop a heart attack. I haven't seen this done. I am very interested, but I'd like to keep some in my first aid kit just in case I ever see anything like that happening. And then another way we can do this is by incorporating herbal teas and infusion into a daily routine. Get up in the morning, drink you some green tea. In China, in the Chinese culture, they have low cancer statistics, and it is thought that that is possible due to their large intake of green tea. Most Chinese people or Chinese Americans have at least a few cups of green tea per day. And this contributes to their low cancer statistic. So incorporating, if you go to your local grocery store and look at the tea aisle, pick a tea that you've never tried before. Get some sweet orange peel tea, some lemon tea, some moringa tea. Get some tea you never tried before and just try it. Know how it makes you feel. Know what it does. The best way is to get you some tea fresh out the garden, fresh from an herbalist who grows their own things, because who knows how long that stuff sits on the shelf at the grocery store, for real. And then growing and cultivating medicinal herbs at home. Do you have a windowsill that has some good light to it? You can put some basil, thyme, and oregano. There are some of the most common ones that people put up there. You can pick them off when you're cooking. Have you some fresh on hand at all times. No? This has been pretty cool. Pretty cool. Thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it because you can spend your time doing something else. Creating and sharing content is still new to me, but I'm going to just do it. I hope the information resonates with you. Your likes, your comments, and subscriptions mean the world to me. They inspire me to create more content. And if you find this content helpful, like it, share it, and recommend it to friends and family. Your support helps Aya Herbal grow and provide valuable knowledge to the collective. And I enjoy doing that. Be sure to subscribe so you can tune in for more things. I am a herbalist, holistic practitioner, holistic nutritionist, and I am also a astrologer. So I will be talking about astrology and medical astrology, holistic astrology, I like to call it, my own little flair. I incorporate a lot of things, human design and astrology and Vedic astrology, sidereal astrology into my holistic astrology, helping you find your healthy body formula. I love it. It took a long time to get here, but I'm happy to share everything that I've learned, all of my experiences. I'm happy to be sharing it with you guys. All right. Thank you.